right. Hey, what's up, everyone? I just wanted to kind of go over where my website currently is. There's been a few ups and downs because I changed the meta title on my main page. I kind of want to just go over the current rank and basically the keywords that are in the top 10. So page 1, and also specifically how my we buy houses, we buy ugly houses, sell my house fast, cash for houses, those main keywords, how are those doing on my city pages? Wasn't even worth it to make a city page when I don't have a Google My Business or anything. So it's actually not as user friendly with Rank Tracker, SiteChecker.pro. It's not as easy to do exactly what I want. So I downloaded everything into an Excel spreadsheet up here. I'm still going to keep it pretty user friendly. It might get a little analytical, but this is kind of what my website's up to right now. So I highlighted and sorted by most recent date, March 10th here, and by top position to lowest position. So I have Sell My House Fast in yellow, We Buy Houses in green, and then the top 10 keywords on page 1, basically ranking on page 1 that are not either of those. So let me kind of go over them and kind of show you the position of my website currently. So for ASAP Cash Offer, Sell My House Fast, page 1, the top 5 positions, we have Milwaukee. Milwaukee's the city page that I've worked the hardest on, you could say. So for sure that should be ranked higher. The reason why I worked hardest, look at the search volume. Fort Myers, I am freaking stoked to see that in the top 3 position, because that is an insanely hot market there in Florida. It's almost all cash transactions. People pay, like Austin, Texas right now. People are paying over asking price for almost everything, and people are using their retirement savings from different states to buy cash in Fort Myers. So if you find supply, let alone motivated sellers, oh my God, it is a gold mine. I'm excited for that one. But I'm already on page 1, number 8. Not enough search volume for number 8 to be good, so I need to be in the top 3 for 90 search volume to make sense mathematically speaking. That's like 1 click a day, basically, in position 1, 2, maybe 3. As far as Sell My House Fast Milwaukee, the reason why I went super heavy on this city first, which is why it's ranking first, because it takes time, is the search volume is 2,400. That's literally 25, maybe 30 times larger than Fort Myers. So where it makes up for quality of cash transactions and actual flip potential, it has volume. So, you know, quality versus quantity, so to speak. This would be quality for me, in my opinion, and this would be quantity. And then, of course, we have some broad keywords, which is my secondary keyword on my main page. It's vague. It's not Milwaukee. It's not Fort Myers or North Carolina or Columbia, South Carolina, or even Dallas, Texas. So that's cool. I'm almost on page 1 for Dallas. I do appreciate that. That's actually pretty cool. So yeah, that's Sell My House Fast. Let's look at We Buy Houses real quick. So the only on page 1 I have right now, unfortunately, is We Buy Houses ASAP. Lubbock, Texas is 2 positions. So Lubbock and Lubbock, Texas for We Buy Houses, really close to position 1. As you could see, a month ago, I was page 2, 18. If we come over, I hit page 1 right towards the beginning of March. And I'm floating between page 1 at the bottom and page 2 at the top. So I'm still fluctuating between there. Maybe I need to go in and do some more optimization to be more competitive, basically. And, you know, backlinks and all that good stuff too. But I'm trying to work as much without backlinks so I don't have to overspend to rank. So we got We Buy Houses Cash Milwaukee. So I have a lot of Milwaukee pages that are starting to float from page 3 to page 2. 15, it's really creeping up on page 1 here also. It's not We Buy Houses Milwaukee, it's We Buy Houses Cash, but it's still 400 search volume per month. So that's an extra, 400 clicks, 20% click-through rating, 30% click-through rating, an extra 100 possible clicks just from this once it finally gets to page 1 in high ranks. We Buy Houses in Milwaukee is at the bottom of page 2. Really slow search volume because of the word in. But We Buy Houses Milwaukee is right behind it, and that's got that insane search volume that I'm looking for, that I want to see on page 1, top 3 positions eventually, like this guy right here. All right, when we scroll down and we look for not We Buy Houses, not Sell My House Fast, which are the two best keywords, generally speaking, in the real estate investing industry, we have Sell My Property ASAP, Sell My House ASAP, position 3, 4, 5, Sell My House Milwaukee, so not Sell My House Fast, just Sell My House Milwaukee, is position 5 right now. That's pretty cool, but the search volume, look at that, it's 10, so I don't think that's very important. You know, I'm still going to get some clicks though from these, not high search volume, but I'll still get some free clicks. So that's good. And they're expensive. They're like $30 to $200. So, you know, free ads there. I need to sell my house ASAP. This one shrunk down a bit. Same thing with need to sell my house ASAP. I was number 2, number 3, but I changed my damn meta title on my website. So to give you an idea what a meta title is, if you're watching it, you know, this far down the video, if you are, I'm pretty sure you know what it is, but it's right up there. So need to sell my house ASAP, We Buy Houses Fast online quotes. You can kind of see the 2/3 keywords I'm trying to optimize for there. And of course, you know, right here, front and center at the top. So eventually it's going to take time again. I got to be patient and let this creep back. Position 6, position 5, slowly creeping back there after my mistake of changing the title a little bit. And if we come down a little bit further, you could see the other ranking keywords down here. There's also stuff like cash for homes, which is a play on cash for houses, usually less search volume. Homes rather than houses. But as you can see, there's a ton of keywords right here. If I sorted to see how many keywords I had on page 1 right now, I don't even know. These are only keywords that actually have search volume, by the way, so quantifiable search volume. I have 44 keywords that actually have search volume. So even if it's anywhere from 10 to 2,400, it has some sort of provable search volume. I'm not ranking for like a BS, you know, 0 search volume, 2 people search in a month, like, you know, those long tail, super long tail keywords. These are actually relevant, very expensive keywords that, you know, it's finally ranking for here. And you can see that it is a good mixture of Sell My House Fast, starting to get some We Buy Houses, even We Buy Ugly Houses ones right here. A lot of We Buy Ugly Houses. Oh, look, those are actually on, those are technically on page 1 also. But it's we buy ugly houses. It's just because I put the word ugly somewhere in the meta title and around my website. Not always an exact match for copyright reasons, just to be careful. But yeah, so that is what it is right now, around 50 keywords on page 1. And the Sell My House Fast cities is what I've actually been concentrating on. And these beasts, look at that, position 5, almost in the top 3 on page 1. I don't have a Google My Business in any location, and I don't have city state information. It's literally 100% all on page SEO. And just to kind of give you an example of the quality score of my homepage versus my how would you say? So my homepage, need to sell my house ASAP, versus my city page. Let me show you that score real quick. All right, so I'm putting these two into the processor, which is Surfer SEO. This is basically an on-page SEO optimizer. You know, if you're watching this video towards the end, 10 minutes, I'm just making it for Facebook just to give you guys kind of an update. And as I update myself on my website, I kind of just want to update you in case anyone's curious to watch it to learn a little bit more about SEO. So here is the city page. Here is my home page optimized for broad tail, you know, long tail, broad keyword. Need to sell my house ASAP. Sell my house fast Milwaukee is the main bread and butter keyword here. And here's the complementary keywords that go with it. And we have sell my house fast Milwaukee. This one will pop up here in a second. And I'm basically going to show you the competitors and how their on-page saturation of keywords compares to my website, and vice versa also. So you can see here the top 10, we have on-page SEO score, and then we have the quality of backlinks and trustworthiness of the actual website. Anything above a 7 is a really strong website. Anything below a 2 is like buddy, you need more links, you need more credibility because you're a brand new website and Google probably doesn't trust you. Look at the SEO on page for a quick second here. 59, 42, these are orange, they're Fs. Who's green? Okay, 86. Who's 86? Oh, hey, look, that's me. So I'm the only person, the reason why I'm ranking, I'm the only person who's actually hyper relevant for this category, 86 out of 100. Look at everyone else's on-page SEO. So the thing that I'm trying to prove right now, without buying backlinks and doing what a lot of people say you have to pay for, which I think is for the most part bullshit. If it's not that competitive, I don't think you have to do it. And I'm sitting here living proof, proving it. On-page SEO, writing relevant content that converts people, that keeps people on the page, that is actually written for that keyword, like truly written for the type of person who clicks and types that. Really specific, knowing the industry inside and out is required to rank that high, because you have to have relevancy, but the actual words on the page need to emotionally speak to people to keep them on the page for user experience. My website, you looking at it, it looks great. I hope you would assume, like, oh, at least decent. It's 0 out of 10. 9 out of 10 for Zillow. I'm about to beat Zillow again on a different keyword. And then hopefully eventually maybe even Realtor and Homelight, because my relevancy is higher. It's the highest out of all of them. And if you scroll down, nobody else has high on-page SEO, or guess what? They would be higher. 67 and 0, but they're down low because they're 67. So the only one that can compete with me on-page SEO for this keyword is me. So eventually I will slowly start to creep up. If I had higher website authority backlinks, of course, I will go up way faster. So I'm just trying to prove that point of on-page SEO being a really key factor for ranking, because I consider Google a librarian and a website a book. The more specific your book is, yellow and white compared to a bunch of gray books, Google's going to pick your book off the bookshelf if someone's looking for it.
Are you looking to get into SEO or Google PPC? Maybe you're building your website right now. I've completed 80 hours of heavy-duty research already done for you. Check out my huge list of 42,000 keywords for SEO and PPC. You'll get the best FAQ search phrases, such as who, can, and how search phrases. And the list of 42,000 keywords will be your Bible for site optimization or PPC campaigns. This list took me over 20 hours to compile, and you could download it instantly. Links in the description below. Down below, you'll also find a list of 500 top ranking real estate websites. This is a Goliath of data. I compiled all 50 states, page 1, top 10 results into one single spreadsheet. You'll find your competitors' page load speed, ranking position, website links, Facebook links, any videos they use, and their backlink profiles. If you want to download any of these spreadsheets, check the links in the description or my...
And when we go to that's Sell My House Fast. Okay, so I thought I was talking about a different one. So this is Need to Sell My House ASAP. Basically no on-page SEO hyper relevant comparisons for that. That's why I was position 2 and 3, but because I changed around my meta title like a dumbass. It's good to know though, never change your meta title when you're ranking high. I bounced it around, but most likely with more backlinks and authority, I would have maintained position 2 or 3, even though I changed the meta title wording a little bit. I probably would have stayed up higher if I had more authority. But I think Google was like, hey, what are you doing? And it made Google second think of my website. So I had to convert everything back to how it was. And now I'm slowly, painfully going to go back to position 2 or 3, fingers crossed eventually, because I was getting leads. I was converting leads at a like 20% rate, which is insane. So hopefully Google sees that and puts me back up top there. So Sell My House Fast Milwaukee, it's a slightly different situation, but I put a little bit more effort in, but not as much as you would think. Actually, this used to be 97, so maybe I do need to go double check some things on my website, because this used to be a lot higher. It used to be 97, now it's 86. So that's something I need to go look into actually. So I'm glad I made the video here. And if you come to Need to Sell My House Fast Milwaukee, out of these 10, you could see 60, 60, 60, 60, 15. Oh my, We Buy Ugly Houses. I don't know why they show up. they have such horrible SEO, but for some reason they just show up so high. It's always been a little confusing. I think it's maybe secretly because they pay for PPC or something. Not quite sure there. We got 75 and 80 out of 100, 80 out of 100, 71 out of 100 for Milwaukee here. You can see the highest is me, ASAP Cash Offer, and Metro Milwaukee Home Buyer. So 80, 80. We're tied. He's got higher authority. So the only way that I'm actually going to get above these people is to crush them. I need to go back and revisit my website and really crush it. 95 out of 100. Truly crush on-page SEO and get it to an A+ standard of relevancy while keeping the quality user experience that people stick to the website as well. That's what's going to push me to position 1, 2, 3. That's kind of why I'm making this video, to kind of show you what it takes, the effort that it takes to get that high in the rankings. First, you need to have a gap in the marketplace of people who are doing shitty on-page SEO, and you need to have better SEO to rise above them. And if you want to stay up here and you want to beat people who do have good SEO, you're going to need a higher domain authority. It's not always the case. There's lots of variables when it comes to SEO. But that's kind of just the fundamentals there. I'm actually really shocked. This one was 86. It used to be 97. So something that I could do is content editor. I'll go to my website, Control A, copy everything, Control C to actually copy it. Control A highlights everything, Control C copies it. I go to create content editor, need to sell my house ASAP. I'm going to go ahead and go in here. I don't want to make the video too long, so just a couple more minutes. I just wanted to show you the content editor for Surfer SEO. This is how I actually make really high quality, relevant content for my website. This is basically the secret weapon. It's only like 60 bucks, I think less, maybe 40 bucks a month. It goes up to like 100 bucks a month for like the more credits and limits. If you're like an agency, I guess you would use that. All right, so it's done. So let's go ahead and load it up. And to show you an idea, if you have need to sell my house ASAP, it's 17 out of 100. You delete that and it's, really terrible. But if I go ahead and go back, I copy this. So that was an H1, right? I paste this again. It went up a little bit, but you shouldn't have two H1s. You convert that into an H2 and look, it goes up a little bit more. This is a super basic example. You do it a third time, you convert this into an H3, doesn't go up that much more, because what's really relevant is the H1 and the H2 is kind of the point I was trying to make there. All right, so let me go ahead and delete that, and then we go into all this good stuff, and I paste it over. There we go. All right, so after I paste it over, you kind of see the score that you saw on Google. It's a very rough version of the paste. As you could tell, it's not exactly how it looks on the page. It's very rough, but this is the literal bones. That's weird. Now it's saying 71. There is a slight learning curve to how to copy paste this kind of correctly. But yeah, see, now it says 80 here. The more stuff you basically add, the more relevant content, like real estate agents. I don't want to add too many of that to mine, but I could add one more. I could add 5 more of that. Selling your home, I could add 1 more, 4 out of 7. So I'm picking the most relevant to this keyword, in my opinion, as a human, and that's boosting my relevancy score as much as possible. For a computer, for an algorithm, for Surfer SEO, I could add all of these red ones, sell their house, short sell. I could add all of these also. And it would technically bring my score up a little bit more here. I can go to headings and see if I'm missing a heading. Oh, I'm missing a real estate agent heading. So maybe adding that somewhere might help. Just as an example, let's see. So I write, so real estate agent. This is almost how easy SEO is. So see, I added that. You didn't see too much of an increase. We have 5 images. I should have 10. So as a basic example, I do have more than 10 images. So like I said, when you copy paste this way, it's not always perfect. But this is, just quick version of me trying to show you. So 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 images. So that score is still not moving. But you'd basically keep adding content to the page until it is as relevant as possible. So right here, something interesting is need to sell my house ASAP, which I had a hunch of. I thought that I might be repeating it too often. And it looks like that might be why Google's punishing me right now, because I'm saying it more than any of my competition. So maybe I should lower it just a little bit, possibly, to be within that pain threshold, and see if maybe that creeps me up a little bit higher, or the score goes up a little bit higher. So watch, need to sell my house ASAP. So let's see, like right here. So that, we'll leave that one. I will just delete this one. And that one. And looks like we need to do one more. So right here. So now I'm within the threshold, but it didn't change too much. So the whole point is it's painstaking. Yeah, as you can imagine, right? You have to go through and add stuff, remove stuff, even small little words like selling. You want to have a certain amount of times because you want to show Google that you're relevant. So what I like to do is I like to make the content and then go in, as an example, selling, searching for sell my house fast online quote. I want that to be an exact match. So we'll maybe selling and listing. So boom, now I have an extra selling. So you just go in and you put in a couple relevant keywords, and it increases your on-page relevancy dramatically by doing that over and over and over again, to where you have your main keywords really optimizing the page. And then of course you need to have good actual user experience on the page as well. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and actually do a deep dive right now, because I'm kind of concerned why this is 86. It actually used to be 97. Believe it or not, I'm going to show you that before I end the video here. Go to SERP Analyzer is what you do on Surfer SEO. We go to the previous one back in February, the good old days when I was top ranking with above Zillow, above Realtor, before I changed the title. And we have, so that one was number 5. Let me try to show you one where it was up really high. So let's do the beginning of, I think it was before February 5th. So maybe this one, it's like position 2 or position 3 when I did a scan. Look at that. ASAP cash offer, number 2. I was so close. Look at that. 97 out of 100. So I do need to revisit my homepage. I did make some changes, and it looks like not for the better. So if I want to get back to position 2, this is what's required. I need to get back that 97. And I'm glad that I see this, and I'm having the epiphany as you're watching it here with me. But that's what's required. If you don't want backlinks like homelight.com, if you don't know who they are, just go check out their website. Realtor.com, Zillow.com. Dare I say billion-dollar companies. Maybe not this one, but very big companies. And I can outrank them with 0 domain authority. So it's like that meme, right? So you're saying there's a chance. So that's what on-page SEO, really masterful, dense, relevant SEO can do. I'm going to try to get this back to page position 2. Now I know exactly what I need to do. I basically need to really hardcore go back to where I was, unfortunately, with 97 out of 100 relevancy. You can go, honestly, we could do any, let me show you an example. One last thing. We buy houses. You would think the SEO would be groundbreaking, right? So when I just showed you, I was able to achieve 97 out of 100, and stupidly I did something to lose that. I need to go figure out what exactly it was. But we buy houses, you would figure they have something over 97 out of 100, right? Like something like that crazy good. But it's actually, they're actually not that impressive on a lot of these keywords. The SEO is a little lazy. People buy a lot of backlinks. They don't always go hardcore, heavy hand into SEO. Kind of like what I'm trying to do right now. All right, so any second now, we should get We Buy Houses. I'll show you the top 10 here for them. And yeah, that'll be the end of the video here. All right, so as you saw, I used to have 97 out of 100. I changed it, so it was my fault. I don't have it anymore. 84, 72, 80, 64, 59, 38, 68. Nothing is over 80. Isn't that a damn shame? For We Buy Houses, if I wanted to, I believe it would be possible for me to rank on page 1. Look at this. 0 domain authority. 0 domain authority. What the hell is this person? WeBuyHouse.com. Oh, that's funny. That must be like that's probably just because the actual URL itself maybe is giving it a little bit of juice there. That's kind of a weird one right there. But look at that. No one is touching 97 out of 100. So if I wanted to, I think that I could actually be here on page 1. I don't know if I want to reformat my whole website for We Buy Houses. Maybe that's something I'll consider, since I need to sell my house ASAP went down on the rankings a little bit. Maybe it would be interesting to try to push myself onto We Buy Houses, just to see, out of curiosity. If I'm going to reformat my web page, why not do it for something worthwhile? So We Buy Houses, that's the generic phrase, and need to sell my house ASAP. That is the current phrase for 15,000 searches per month. 15,000. That is so many searches. Need to sell my house ASAP. Need to sell my house. My house ASAP is around 400 or so. So, judging on the competition, it looks like, hey, there might be a chance here on the bottom of the page. But bottom of the page, 2% click-through rate is better than 400 with a 25% click-through rate. Don't want to throw too much math out there, but statistically speaking, it would be better to optimize for this. So maybe that's something I'll consider now that I'm more proficient in SEO. Maybe I'll just jump into the big pool there now that I've analyzed the competition and I understand where the competition may lay. So I just kind of want to show you with this video where I'm currently at in the layers of SEO and how difficult it is. But I learned it. It has been 3 months, but I've been able to learn pretty deep in the past 3 months. So if you wanted to learn yourself, I did it myself. So it is entirely possible. I just wanted to kind of give you guys an idea. If you want a long-term commitment, a website for your brand long-term to print money, print leads, free lead generation, it's possible. So with that, I would like to say, have a good night.
Are you looking to get into SEO or Google PPC? Maybe you're building your website right now. I've completed 80 hours of heavy-duty research already done for you. Check out my huge list of 42,000 keywords for SEO and PPC. You'll get the best FAQ search phrases, such as who, can, and how search phrases. And the list of 42,000 keywords will be your Bible for site optimization or PPC campaigns. This list took me over 20 hours to compile, and you could download it instantly. Links in the description below. Down below, you'll also find a list of 500 top ranking real estate websites. This is a Goliath of data. I compiled all 50 states, page 1, top 10 results into one single spreadsheet. You'll find your competitors' page load speed, ranking position, website links, Facebook links, any videos they use, and their backlink profiles. If you want to download any of these spreadsheets, check the links in the description or my pinned comment.